Hey, good morning to a brand new series on appreciating diversity. Now, understand this. If you're to be a great leader, you have to be able to recognize the differences on your team and then be able to appreciate them and create an inclusive job site in which everyone feels as though they have purpose, a voice, and they belong. You know, we like to call this an emotional tax. In the construction industry, we really begin to focus a lot on safety and making sure people are physically safe in how they operate in and out on the job site every day. But there's another safety that sometimes we don't think about, and that's an emotional safety. Am I creating an environment in which people feel safe emotionally so that they can be the best person that they can be to create a phenomenal team environment? So to do that, you have to understand, number one, the power of diversity. Now, understand this. Most times when I mention diversity, people automatically assume and think race. Well, we're going to tackle diversity a lot differently in this series over the next several weeks. I want you to understand that diversity is so much larger than just race. That's just one small portion of this big thing called diversity. Ultimately, we are different in so many ways in how we communicate and how we think, where we live, how we operate on a daily basis, what we like, what we don't like, our personality types. All those things come together to make each and every one of us different. And it's important that we understand not to create divides among us, but to see how we can respect each other as individuals, appreciate all the different talents that we have, and ultimately do the best that we can to bring all of those things together so that we can be efficient and productive. Here's what great leaders understand. Great leaders understand that diversity takes place at the personal level. That means before I can begin to manage my team, before I can manage my environment, I have to do an internal check to see where am I, where are my challenges, as well as where can I begin to improve to be the best leader that I can be to create a place that everyone feels as though they belong. And so to do this, to tackle this at the personal level, there are 4 things I want you to think about this week. Number 1, great leaders understand that it's important to be true to themselves and be authentic. You see, I jokingly tell people, I grew up in the inner city of Jacksonville, Florida. I don't hide it. Now understand, I don't hide that because that made me who I am today. And it's important that I embrace that and understand that that's part of my journey. So number 1, be authentic and be true to yourself. Number 2, be consistent and don't give mixed messages. You know, we're going to talk about that as we go on in our series, but sometimes we're silent on things that we should voice our opinions and voice our thoughts on. Sometimes we should stop certain conversations. Sometimes we should move people to different locations or different areas and not be so silent on all issues when it comes to this thing called diversity and inclusion. The next one is I want you to understand the importance of building trust in relationships. If we're going to tackle the differences among us, then it's important that we create a safe environment which requires us to earn the trust of others and to build great relationships. And last but not least, great leaders understand the importance of exploring their own unconscious bias and where they may have some challenges there. So over the next several weeks, we're going to dive into this, and ultimately we're going to challenge you to be the best that you can be at bringing more diversity around you, being open to differences, as well as creating an inclusive as well as belonging job site in which everyone feels as though they're welcome and that they can be the best that they can be. Until next time, this is Alex Willis reminding you, get off the sideline, get in the game, and win.